Hey, Coach Owen again, because it's time for PE. Today's lesson, we're going to be doing a trick shot. This is going to be fun. Okay, so today for our trick shot, we're going to combine hand-eye coordination. Remember where you are watching with your eyes and then moving your hands to match, as well as our throwing and catching skills. It's going to be some good stuff. Okay, we are going to start with a real quick warm-up before we get into the lesson. Kindergarten, first grade, this is going to be new for you. Do your best to follow along.
On the music, we are doing jumping jacks. All right, keep going. All right, next up is push-ups. Make sure you have a nice straight body, bend those arms, take a break when you need it. If you need to take a break, remember to stop. 1, 2, 3, go again. Let's see if we can get really good push-ups. Alright, next up are mountain climbers. Remember, reaching up high with our hands, getting those knees up, mountain climbers. Get those knees up, get your arms up, run on your toes. Alright, next up are squats. Remember, bend your knees, get your bottom back, sit down into it. Bend your knees, bottom back, really squat down into it. Make sure you get your bottom all the way back, really bend those knees. Okay, next up, sit-ups. Remember, arms across your chest, feet on the ground, knees bent, sit the whole way up. If you can't quite do that yet, you can kick your legs forwards as you sit up, kick your feet forward, or as you sit up, lift your feet a little bit. Try and keep your feet as close to the floor as you can. Your feet are going to move a little bit off the floor, but don't worry about that. Okay, last thing, lunges. Remember, we step forwards into our lunge, get that back knee on the ground. Make sure you switch feet each time. Always step forwards into your lunge. Oops, woo! Didn't go all the way down, then have a little wobble. So I'm going to fix that, there we go. All right, good job. Now, catch your breath and be ready for our next activity. Good job.
Hey everybody, alright, so welcome to our next lesson. Alright, for this one, this is going to be you doing most of the work. I mean, it's you doing most of the work anyway, but what I really mean is you're going to practice what I show you, but then you guys are going to create something of your own, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with. So the first things you're going to need for our equipment today
is our good old paper ball. The paper ball is so useful for everything, and it's made of paper, so it's not going to break anything or hurt anyone, so that's awesome. So paper ball. The next thing you're going to need is 1 or 2 cups. I don't mind how many you have because you're going to get to choose a chance to create. So 1 or 2 cups, and then a bucket. All right, so there's only a couple of things we need. We need a paper ball, a bucket or a box or a bowl, and then 2 cups. So you need to make sure you go and get the equipment, so pause it and go now. So we've got our equipment. These challenges are what I call trick shots, all right? And what we're going to be doing with these trick shots is trying to be really creative in how we use the ball, all right? So I'm going to be showing you 3. Your job is to then create your own unique and interesting trick shot. And the idea of a trick shot is we get the ball to land where we want it. All right, so that's the idea. So for these, we might need to take a little bit of practice. I know I will. So you get to practice too, and then you can come up with your own one of making something really cool. All right, and we'll talk about that at the end. For right now, though, we're going to combine all those things we've already done with hand-eye coordination, where we watch the ball move in a certain way, but also throwing and catching. So we're putting all of those together to do some trick shots. All right. So our first trick shot, we have a bucket, a cup and a paper ball. So you're going to measure out 1, 2, 3, 4, I keep wobbling, 5, 6. And then I'm going to put the other cup down as a marker. All right. So if you chose this in the previous lesson, you'd be like, oh, I practiced, I'm good. All right. So the ball is in the cup. We stand at our throwing line, and then my job is to try and get the ball into the bucket. All right. So I'm using the cup to throw it in. Now, some things that just happened. The first one, it didn't go near enough, so I need to do it a little bit faster. The second one went too far, so I moved too fast. When we're throwing with the cup, we're still throwing the same way. We step on our opposite foot, straight arm swing, and then when my hand points at the bucket, I kind of tip my cup a little bit to help it out. All right? Now, my first read, I didn't go in. So what do? I keep on practicing. I think about what I'm doing. That one was really close, but it needed to be a little bit harder or faster. So I do it again. See, that one went too fast, I know that was too hard, so I can adjust as I'm doing it. So for this one, we're using the cup to get the ball into the bucket. For this challenge, we use the cup to get the ball into the bucket. So a pretty decent trick shot to start with. All right, so make sure you get everything set up because your time starts now. Okay, how was that challenge? A little bit tricky? That's why it's called a trick shot. You get it? Alright, so did you get it in the bucket? Yes? Did you get it in lots of times? Yes? Did you get it in once and then miss a bunch and get it in? Cool. Whenever we're doing the trick shots, if we're using a cup to throw, we've still got to imagine that it's our hand and do it in the same way we would if it was our hand. Alright, next trick shot. I need a cup, I need a ball. Alright? Sometimes in these challenges, people are going to forget about their throwing hand. So remember, the ball is always in your throwing hand. We use hand-eye coordination to watch the cup. So for this trick shot, I'm going to throw the ball under my leg and catching the cup. So for this trick shot, I'm going to throw it under my leg, catching the cup. What about the other leg? Woo! Woo! I have to watch the ball. And I started by looking at the camera, and then, to catch it, I watch the cup. So I'm going to throw it under, ooh, and then I'm going to catch it. What about this one? Woo! Catch it. So for this one, you are throwing the ball under your leg to catch it in your cup. Alright? If you get really good at it, I'm going to show you the next level. Alright? Start with it, the ball in your cup, throw it under, catching your hand. So start off throwing the ball, catching in your cup. If you've got it, you can switch to keep the cup in the ball, throw under your leg, and then catch in your hand. Alright? So have a go at throwing the ball under your leg, catching in your cup. Remember, watch the ball, move your cup. Ready, go. Okay, so how was that? Did you have fun with that? Okay. Did you use the cup to throw the ball and catch it in your hand? Yeah, you did? Awesome. Or did you just stick with trying to catch it in your cup? Great. Was it easier throwing it under one leg or a different leg? Or did it not make any difference? As long as you had fun doing it, that's the main thing. Alright, for our final trick shot, I'm going to show you level 1, I'm going to show you level, and let me show you level 1 first. So I need a bucket for this too. So level 1, I've got a bucket on the ground in front of me, and I've got my ball. I'm going to put my ball up nice and high above my head and drop it. Yes, it went into the bucket. Alright, so level 1, you're going to put your hand up high, drop it into the bucket. Here's the tip. Make sure that your hand is right above the bucket, because if it's not, it won't go in. Alright, so when you do it, hand nice and high, make sure it's above the bucket. Ooh, my first two went in, that one did. So make sure that you get it nice and high, hands up nice and high, drop it in. All right, so that was level 1. Level 2, same thing, but now we use a cup. All right, so now I'm going to use the cup. I do exactly the same thing. This is going to be a little trickier. Up nice and high. Oh, it touched the cup. I drop it. See if I can get it in. So, and if you watch, what I'm doing is I look at the cup first, I put my ball down, and then I raise my hand up high to try and get it level, and then I drop it and get it in. So that was level 2. All right. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. There is going to be 2 timers for 1 minute and 1 minute after this one. The other one is just 2 minutes. So you're going to get 1 minute. At the end of that first, so for the first minute, you're going to drop it into the bucket. At the end of that minute, you're going to get the cup and drop into the cup. All right. So level 1, the first minute in the bucket. When that stops, you go to the second minute, dropping in the cup. You might need to pause after that first minute to set up, or you might have it ready. Remember, you want to line your hand up. So I start by making sure that my ball is above, and then I just raise up straight. And then, pretty close, make sure your hand is above the cup or the bucket. So, remember, first minute, drop into the bucket. Second minute, drop into the cup. Ready, go. All right, so you are done with the practices. Your job now is to come up with your own trick shot. So think about the things that we just did. Don't do the same one, make something new. You could use a sock ball, a paper ball, doesn't matter which, and you can use a different object. Think about the best, most interesting and fun way you can to get your ball into your target, your cup, your bucket, whatever. You might decide that you're going to throw from the bucket into the cup. You might do a spin and throw it in. Doesn't matter. Your job is to come up with the best trick shot you can. So think about the ones we just did. Now see what you can do. I'm really excited to see those videos. Come up with your own trick shot. I bet they're going to be really good. And I bet they're going to be better than mine because I know you guys are really creative and come up with good stuff. So your job now, make your own trick shot. You can use the sock ball, a paper ball, you can use your bucket, your cups, a box, whatever you want. Remember, the idea of the trick shot is to get the ball into your bucket, cup, whatever, by doing it the most interesting and cool way that you can. I look forward to seeing it. Until our next time together, bye guys.
Awesome job, everybody. All right, so today we were working on hand-eye coordination. Remember, watching with your eyes and then moving your hands to match where you need to go, as well as some of our throwing and catching skills. Now, our throwing and catching skills really need that hand-eye coordination piece. So remember, we always watch the object, move our hands wherever we need them to go. Okay, so the last thing for you to do is to submit your video. Kindergarten and first grade, remember, use the media tab to upload or record your video. And second, third, fourth, and fifth graders, click the red record button for Flipgrid. I'm excited to see what awesome videos you come up with. You guys are the best. I can't wait for our next lesson together.